Right, as you can see, conditions are not great today. It's going to be a wet one, and I'm just looking for any signs of fish to set up. I've seen one fish move in this area here, just down on the edge there, which it's fast becoming apparent on this place that you're either on the fish or you're not. You've got to be in the vicinity. I know they like following the wind because I've found them down here loads of times when I've packed in, but it is a lot cooler today, so I'm just looking for any signs of where they are, and as soon as I see one or two fish, that's when I'm going to set up. So the old faithful peg, what we fished a few times. In these conditions I've certainly seen a lot of fish. I've had my best sessions on this peg when it's been windy and it's been overcast. But as you can see, that wind is going to be straight in me mush, and if the rain comes with it, it ain't going to be a comfy fish. That's a fish just boshed out there. But there is fish over there. So I've been on the water about half an hour so far. I've seen one or two fish, or signs of fish. But I do feel today I've only got till about 11:30, so about 5 hours. It's worth getting the location right first. So just keeping on looking, so you can see so much of the water from this bit. Just keep scanning and looking for signs. Right, I've just literally come over this side of the bank. That's about the third or fourth fish I've seen about a foot from the bank. I don't know if you can see the whirlpool, there's a lot of mud just come up there. As you can see, there it is there on the end of the weed. There's a swim that I've meant to fish a few times, but I'm going to keep really quiet, and I'm going to try and keep as quiet as possible. There's another fish there on the end of that tree. Another one just moved out there, so we're definitely on a few fish. If we keep quiet, we might have a chance, but I think the key is going to be keeping quiet, and I think off the end of that tree looks a good spot for the bite, and then one out into maybe open water. But yeah, just shows by walking round, like I said, location, didn't see much over there, saw the odd sign, but coming here I've seen at least 4 fish in 10 minutes. So I'm going to quietly try and creep into position and present a bait. Okay, so the rods are set now. I'll put the rods high up the bank to keep as much. All this here is weed, all where that light stuff is. Once that wind drops, you can see a lot of weed. So I'll put the right hand rod in probably about 30 yards out in a clear spot where it drops into the deeper water, and the other rod is literally just off the end of that tree there. So yeah, it's the rod's in. Make no doubts about it. If we get a bite here, it's going to be knit one pearl one under the rod tips and sliding down the bank to play it. But another thing worth mentioning is if we do get a bite, we'll be catching a fish where I see people wading. Really, when I've looked at people, because there's the other peg-eye fish over there, right there. So I see this bank quite a lot, and I certainly see people wading out to this area here, and we're fishing a foot from the bank. So fingers crossed we get a bite. Got the brolly up, so yeah, the traps are set. And like with most carp fishing now, we've done the work, walking around, find the fish. Just gotta hope no one comes across the bait. It looks like a fish that we've not had from here before. Right, so there we go. Nice little tench, male tench. I'd say probably 3-4 pound maybe. But yeah, the first one we've had off the reservoir, and just shows different locations, different fish. But there's definitely carp in the area. But I'd be quite happy catching these all day. Lovely dark fish. So I'll get this guy back. Right, so the left hand rod just screamed off, and I would say this is almost certainly a carp. There have been 2 reed beds, and I think it's going to be about keeping pressure on it. Trying to keep it away from the other line. It's fighting hard, whatever it is. Sure, if it's another tench. If it's a tench, it's a good one. The rod didn't half scream off. Slide down the bank. It's a carp. She's ours. Get in there. She looks another one of them lovely dark miller carp. Just coming from a spot where I've seen bubbles earlier on, and I've sat here for about an hour and a half, and it's felt right. It's felt right for the bite. It's hard to explain, but you could feel the tension building. You could feel it building towards a bite. I had that tench out there, and then this rod's just screamed round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this rod in while I deal with the carp, get it all set up, and we'll take a look and see how much she weighs. Just weighed her, just over 14 pound, and there she is. We can get a better angle. There we go. Shows walk in the water before you start fishing and having a look where they are. This morning this was alive with fish here, and like I just said on the end of that video, it's been building. You could tell a bite was coming. You could see the signs of fish in the area, you know, disturbances. We had that tench, and this rod screamed off, and I mean, it bolted for the reed bed to the left where it had the hook bait. Again, coming on the juice dumbbells, not what people are doing on here, you know, there's a lot of spodding and a lot of boilie, but just doing it my way, and it's getting results. And I say, it's a lovely result on a cold wet morning, a lovely fish. Won't keep her out too long, gonna get a couple of pictures and then we'll get her back. But yeah, 14.5 pound. Thank you very much. Right, so just go over the rig. One thing I have found on here is tie your own rigs. That's my lesson I've learned this year. I have been using a branded one, and it has failed on me once or twice. So I started tying my own. So the rigs that I've been catching on, it's a 10mm juice dumbbell down to a size 8 hook, tied just simple knotless knot style, down to a 4-inch hook link. Got a cordon, quick change bead, and literally it's a double overhand loop in the end. Goes onto the quick change bead, and that closes over. Literally a method feeder on the other end, load of pellets on it, and cast it out, making sure your pellet is in the middle. The carp comes in, and it seems perfect for here, the margins, because you're landing in between weed beds and that, and it guarantees that it's always going to land that way. The pellets will explode off the feeder, and the carp come down, they find a big bed of pellets, and in the middle of them is your pellet. Brand wise, just using £10 Ultima, and hooks, Camazan B980 specimen eyed hooks, and again the ever faithful juice dumbbells, and that is it really. That's all I've been doing, and I've not had loads of success on it, don't get me wrong. There's people catching £20 carp and stuff like that, but I do think the little bit of success I've had in the areas I've had, I've come from doing something different, from doing something that everyone isn't doing. When I've seen people on it, there's been a lot of spodding, a lot of boilies and stuff like that, and I think sometimes if you can do something completely different, you can get results. And I'm just looking over there because I can see carp moving in the margins again. So yeah, that's the simple setup. 4-inch hook length, knotless knot, down to a cordon bead and a method feeder, and it's as simple as it gets, and it works. And yeah, it just, in the depths of the swims that I'm fishing, it just works. And I'm going to get this rod straight back out. So it's about half an hour since I've had that fish, and there's still fish moving in the area. Because you're on the back of the wind, you can see just the disturbances on the water when the fish move through. It seems like they just move through this area, and obviously if your bait's in a clear spot like just there on the edge of that, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can just see there that that's not the wind, that's like, you can tell the difference between the wind blowing and the carp turning, and there is a lot of fish moving through the area. Fantastic as well. I just had my license checked by the EA again for I think it's the 3rd time this year. The guy's fantastic. He knows you by name, and I have a good chat with him, and as a bailiff, informing him about what's going on the local canal and stuff. So yeah, fantastic stuff. And for the people that don't say the EA are proactive, it's not a bright, hot, sunny day today. It's absolutely, it's been raining all morning, and they're out in force checking people's licenses, which I think personally is fantastic to see. Really, really good to see. So yeah, still hopeful of one more bite, and we'll see what it brings. I think got about an hour and a half, 2 hours of the session left. It feels like a nice one. Taking a line from the reel. What a funny on £10 upwind. Oh my god. You can't say I don't fish in all conditions. Right, one of them moments in fishing that you remember. It's my first £20 carp. It went £20, 7 ounces, and I thought when I hooked her she didn't half go. Thankfully my mate Steve just turned up and he's doing the video for me, and she has got some shoulders on her. She's like a captor. But yeah, a lovely mouth. I don't think she's been caught that very often, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, one of them moments in fishing that you remember, your first £20 carp. Which is a lovely fish. Just one last time, hold it up, and then we'll get her back. And there we go. Let's get her back. Nice one, mate. Right, it's not very often I get in the water, but I'll make an exception today. I'm up to my limit on my wellies and I don't care. One last look at her. And there she is. I remember my first £20 pike, and I'll certainly remember my first £20 carp. Let's get this lovely fish back. What a result. Absolutely made up. And this is what I enjoy about fishing, you know, enjoying all the seasons. Like now we've got, I think they're pick them up, swallows or swifts, you know, taking flies just off the top of the surface, and the water is alive with them. And you know, you have to sit and enjoy them, because in a month's time they'll be on the way, on the migration, and other birds will, you know, move in to replace them. And it's the wildlife and the whole package fishing offers that I enjoy. You know, it's the catching the fish, but you know, just sitting and enjoying. I mean, like it's raining like mad today, but you know, look at all the colours. And even though people, you know, don't like the invasive species, I think that's Himalayan balsam, I'm not sure, but you know, they are a beautiful backdrop to go fishing with all the wildlife. You know, ducks, coots, and then I think over there there's, you know, the odd carp moving through in the nervous water over there that I've got one of my baits in, that it just feels like it's going to go again. So the rod's just gone off again, and it's gone into straight into a reef bed like last time. I guess it's just pot luck whether it pulls out. Seems to be coming. Let's try and take my chances going down the hill. Just covered in weed, take that away with it. It's like a little football.
Yeah, I don't want the biggest
Right, so as you've seen then, rod screamed off, and this is definitely the last fish of the day. It's absolutely piddling down, just under 13 pound. I said the camera's under the brolly, so it's not really picking up the light too well. But it's lovely yellow colours on the fish. Just under 13. Put up a good scrap in the shallow water again, and I am quite sad to be getting off really. I've got a family commitment this afternoon. I'd love to be able to stay and get even more wet, but it's been good today, you know, learning the water, taking the time in the morning to find out where the fish were, and then sticking to my tactics that I know work, and yeah, it all coming good with that, you know, with that 20 and now this just under 13 pound carp. I'll get a couple of stills, see if I can get a couple of pictures on the colours of the fish, and then we'll place her back.